Think you know your favorite icons? Their real names might shock you, because the biggest stars in history often started as someone else entirely. This is episode 1 of 4 in the series. You won't believe who these names belong to. If you missed the other episodes, check the notes for the release dates. But first, why do some of history's biggest stars ditch their names? The ones their parents gave them. Maybe it's the urge to stand out. Maybe it's about escaping a tough past. Or sometimes just good marketing and a little wishful thinking. Okay, let's play a little game of you know them, but do you know their name? Their real name. First up, a name that sounds straight from a history textbook. Cassius Marcellus Clay, Jr. Born in Louisville, Kentucky, his fists move fast, but his mouth beat them to the punch. Olympic gold medalist, heavyweight champion. But Cassius Clay believed his name was a slave name. So, when he joined the Nation of Islam, he chose a new name. Float like a butterfly and sting like a bee, he became Muhammad Ali, the greatest fighter the world has ever known. The man who shook up the world, and then did it again, and again. He refused to fight in Vietnam, stood up for his beliefs, and became a global icon for courage, inside and outside the ring. From boxing legend to a Hollywood bombshell. Can you guess who this next name belongs to? Let's meet Norma Jean Mortenson, sometimes known as Norma Jean Baker. Sounds like someone who'd ask to borrow your lawnmower, not someone who'd stop traffic on Sunset Boulevard. Her birth certificate said Norma Jean, but it didn't exactly sparkle on a marquee. She had a rocky start, bounced between foster homes, did factory work during World War II. Yes, she worked on drones and munitions, and was discovered as a pinup model. So she reinvented herself as Marilyn Monroe. With platinum blonde hair and that dazzling smile, she became the ultimate Hollywood symbol. Yet off-screen she battled for respect, fighting depression and the stifling stereotypes placed on women by Hollywood. A struggle faced by starlets from her era to today. Her real struggle stayed hidden behind one of the most famous names and faces ever. From silver screen icon to rock and roll superstar, this next one hits all the right notes. How about Reginald Dwight, a shy, bespectacled British piano prodigy, bullied for his weight and awkwardness. Reginald Kenneth Dwight didn't scream rock star. He whispered mid-level accountant, maybe, on a quiet day. Then he met lyricist Bernie Taupin. Wild glasses, outrageous costumes, a parade of hits followed. And here's a twist. Years after Marilyn Monroe's tragic end, Reginald would write one of the most famous tributes to her real self, the heartfelt ballad Candle in the Wind, with its iconic line, "Goodbye, Norma Jean." But to the world, the man behind the song would be known by another name, Elton John. He took his new name from blues greats Elton Dean and Long John Baldry. He'd go on to be knighted by the Queen and play for royalty, presidents, and millions worldwide. From dazzling stages to dusty trails. Our next name belongs to a cowboy with a secret. Moving on, who's Marion Morrison? He was big, athletic, and wanted to be a football star. But a body surfing accident derailed that dream. Instead, young Marion Robert Morrison got bit parts in westerns and war movies. But Hollywood executives thought that Marion didn't cut it for a cowboy. Apparently, gunfight at Marion's Corral just didn't have the same ring. So enter John Wayne. By his friends, he was still known as the Duke, the symbol of grit, swagger, and all things manly American. He won an Oscar, made over 140 films, and rode into the sunset as a living legend. From rugged westerns to polished Hollywood charm, guess who this next star transformed into? Let's meet Archibald Leach. Born in England in 1904 to a working-class family, Archibald joined the circus as a teenager, honing his acrobatic skills. Then headed to America, where he refashioned himself as a suave, witty, impeccably dressed star. Hollywood loved his transformation, and so did audiences. Archibald Leach became Cary Grant. So complete was this change that Grant once quipped, "Everybody wants to be Cary Grant. Even I want to be Cary Grant." Less circus performer, more ran off with every woman's heart. From charming leading men to towering sports legends, can you name this next giant? Let's talk Ferdinand Alcindor. He towered over high school and college athletes, broke records, and won championships. Everybody knew Ferdinand Louis Alcindor Jr. as Lou, but a spiritual journey led him to a new faith and a new name. 6 NBA titles, the league's all-time leading scorer, an outspoken activist for justice and education. He became Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He said his new name was about embracing his roots, his faith, and his future. And over time, Lou Alcindor faded from memory, but Kareem's impact hasn't budged an inch. From basketball court to the front lines of history, our final name changed the world. And what of young Michael? He was the son of a devoted preacher. After a life-changing trip to Germany, his father decided to change both their names, choosing a new identity inspired by a bold figure from history. Michael King Jr. grew up to be Martin Luther King Jr., a towering leader of the civil rights movement, a Nobel Peace Prize winner, and the voice of "I Have a Dream." Sometimes a change in name really does change the world. So, what's in a name? For some, it's a mask. For others, an escape, or a declaration of independence. But for a few rare souls, a new name is the final piece that lets greatness step into the light. So here's an ounce. You can change your name, your look, even your legacy. But becoming unforgettable? That's something no one can fake. And that's it. An ounce submitted for your consideration. That was episode 1 of 4 in the Name Change series. In this series, we're meeting kings of cool, women of mystery, and characters hiding in plain sight. Check the notes for the release dates. Don't miss one. So, which reveal surprised you the most? Did you guess any right? Let us know in the comments. If you decided to change your name, what would be your pick? Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And if you enjoyed this, make sure you check out our next episode for another story that outsmarts the obvious. Thanks.